Yeah, it's Xavier, and welcome to the Bonsai Retreat. Today, it's, I don't know what, 18th, 19th of May, and we're actually going to hit the Ficus. And the reason why we're going to hit the Ficus is thanks to Nigel Saunders of the BonsaiZone. We all know where he's from. Who bought his, I think it was his Xavier or one of his big Ficuses, and immediately gave it a full defoliation. Now, I've done full defoliations on this several times before, so I haven't got an issue with it. But the reason why it came up is I'd introduced this to the real light probably about a week ago. I brought it out. Temperatures are now overnight dipping to 9, 10 degrees, which is a little bit lower than I'd like for these, but I just need to get them out of the house. I kept them in a shady spot, but even the morning sun was enough to cause leaves to curl up and basically get a touch of sunburn. So rather than try and nurse them through, I know full well that won't happen. I'm going to follow in Nigel's footsteps, and I'm just going to defoliate fully. As I say, last time I got defoliated I think was 3 years ago. So it's got lots of stored energy in there. More than happy with that. I'll just give you a close-up on exactly where you cut for your defoliation, because you do need to keep just a little bit of the stalk to protect the new bud and where you want it to come from. Okay, so hopefully you can see this well enough. First of all, you should be able to see straight away that right here, got a little scale insect. It is thick off, but there's not a lot of sign of life for them. Close up on some sunburn leaves. Brown in colour, rusting, and then curling at the edges, and they just fall away. On a defoliation, I will probably remove half of the leaf, especially if I see those little mites, and I will go around and remove all of those. And I will tell the tree I need new growth. Now obviously as the new growth comes through, it will already be exposed to the sun. So that should hopefully eradicate any issues with sunburn. I'll still not put it in full sunlight, but let's just get rid of all these leaves. And we've already see here, we've got new leaf tips coming out, new growth. And I'm just going to go around. Now I'm also going to remove the wire, which is on there, and then I might have a look at it and see if I'm going to prune back to some branches. So, okay, as you can see, it's all off the tree now, and I've also got that lovely bit of sun that's coming across. So that means I'll go in for my lunch and wait till we've got full sun. But giving it a spin now, you can see the outline and the silhouette that's there. That's all healed up nicely. Certainly looking healthy. A lot of branch on there. What I have noticed is there was quite a few of the scale insects, so I'll give that a spray with some detergent and water and a little bit of oil. And then I'll come back to it. I want to challenge myself. You know, I haven't got an issue. I like using wire. And equally, I'm quite as happy to go non-wire. But I'm going to challenge myself to not use wire on this or my other ficus and just see how I can get on. And if I can live long enough to get a decent ficus shape. So, Nigel, this one's for you. I'm actually going to not use any more wire on this ficus. Yeah, so this one is going to be wireless, which in this day and age is good, isn't it? Surely. Oh, got a spider crawling up my camera. Right, anyway, before that shadow annoys me too much, I'll go in for a bit of lunch and then we'll come out and continue. Okay, so we've got the defoliation done and had a bite to eat and had to watch part 3 of Nigel Saunders' defoliation of his microcarpa ficus. Incredible to watch. If you look over all 3 parts, it takes some time, but it's worth it. But as a result of that, I realised that I need to challenge myself a little bit. I've been wiring this on and off, and I've always said I'm not really that fussed on the tree, and we'll give it a spin. But I've decided that from this point onwards, just going to try and utilise the clip and grow approach. I have no idea whether I'll be able to do it with this because of what I've already done with the wire, but should we have a look? We'll give it a spin first. So this is it as it stands. I've left some of the very, very newer growth on there. I'm not too bothered about that, but the majority has come off. And having watched Nigel's video and already just having a quick look now, I can see there is not too many places I can go back to, but yeah, okay. Got my one aerial route. This country's not great for aerial routes. Okay, assuming I'm going to stick the front as it stands, I've got a number of options, I suppose. And one of the options straight away is to think, do I actually need to bring this back in, and rather having it meandering out this way, if I know now I'm not going to be doing wire, it changes my whole thought process on how I can manage this growth. And I may well decide to actually bring the structure in and see what grows from it. I wonder if you're going to agree with my decisions though. Okay, I've had a little look, and I think what I have to recognise, because I know I won't be able to rectify any mistakes by wiring, I've got to go a little bit more carefully and slowly on it. So I've looked, and I'm not going to make any drastic decisions about reducing it all the way back in, but I am certainly looking at trying to pull it all the way back, so I've just got two directional buds coming out, and see first of all how far that brings it back in. Because I am, in many ways, I am actually going to have to think of this as a rebuild. So I am happy to bring it right back and start again in many ways. And again, thinking about the rules of taper. So, you know, straight away I can see that I've got on this here, bud there, bud there. Let's cut back to that. And even that, if you look at it, that's far too long. Probably the right move. See, so I'm thinking, oh, what I'll do is I'll wire it and bring it round like that. I suppose the point is I could actually just rely on the one bud point there, get something coming out. But just for now, I want to see how my ficus responds to this. So I'm going to leave two buds, and I'm going to go around. I've got short there. Again, on this length, I've got a bud there, which is a good 2 centimetres. And then I've got another bud point out here. Dead stub there, get rid of that. I don't want anything going up, which means I'm going to rely on what comes from there. So I'm actually going to take that off. And on this one I'm going to see, because this is just coming out too far. So I'm going to actually take it back to that bud there. And again, I know that back budding does happen with these. So if I only get one shoot that comes out, so be it. But I think I might actually get something more coming from the junction. I've even got an issue here, is that 1, 2, 3 points, but I'm not going to go nuts on that yet, because trees don't obey the rules of bonsai, which I suppose many of you have learnt that now. So you do have junctions that have 3 branches, 4 branches coming from it, but there's no, I mean, there's a bit of a knobbly point there, but I'm not going to get upset about it. I just want to see how far I can pull it back in. Do the bud on that side. Here, got a bud there and there. We'll go for that. Again, I've got to ask myself, am I going upwards here? Or am I trying to bring it? In fact, if you think about it, I have it the high point there, and then it comes in and down there. That's quite vertical there, and that's quite vertical. I'm going to take it straight back there to that bud there, giving it a spray. On this one here, I've actually got a small bud that'll come from there. I've got this one. But I don't want that one going up, so we'll get rid of that. Stub. Stub there. And actually, if we look at this junction here, I want to try and reduce the verticality. So here, get rid of that. Stub there, get rid of that. Really what I want is something to come from the base there. I don't really want to go up much higher. And this one's coming far too far over, so for now, get rid of that, and maybe we'll get something from here and here, but really, again, I actually want something back here. It's so difficult when you can't wire. we've got this one here. It's actually going to be crossing this branch here. And it's quite a thick, long, so let's just get rid of it. In fact, all the way back in here, we've actually got 1, 2 there. I'm going to take a chance, take it back to there. See if those two come out. I know that you'll be willingly happy to listen and watch as Nigel does that, but I know you don't want to see me or hear me talking that way. So, I will be talking the same way. I'll be removing stubs, stub ends, removing back, and having a look at how I can try and move this forward in a directional pruning sense. And we'll come back when I've got, well, when we've got the base all done, okay? Okay, I'm definitely finding it very, very much more difficult. Now, I've removed the branch here that came across the front here, but there's such a long leggy growth, there's nothing here until we get up here. Not knowing I can't wire is a pain. I may end up removing that entirely at some point, but anyway, we're back to 2s there. We look at here, I've been bringing it in a little bit, just so we've got 2 buds, all the way around there. But this one, again, it's going far too high, so it's whether or not I can take that back. Potentially here, I don't know if you see, there's a bud there and a bud on the other side. So I think I can possibly take that off. So then what we're going to do is have it going outwards. This is very leggy and long. Not a lot I can do with that. The bud there, nothing else, I suppose. Do I take it back to that one remaining bud? Because obviously what you do want is, while you've still got buds and energy going through, it's going to have pull sap flow through. And maybe that will encourage further back budding as the tree's looking to establish new areas of growth. So it's definitely cleared it up there. This has still got to be, I might revisit this. Let's keep working around to this back. The back actually goes quite a long way. We've got a conglomeration of branches all close in here. And I'm very, very tempted, this branch here, tempted to get rid of it. Although it does fill in this area here. I need to look at that a bit. Although I've got this one, will I get rid of that? It's quite close in here. I like the movement it has here. Let's take it back to there. Get rid of that bit up there. Now there's a nice little bud down here. That would be quite nice to get that actually growing. See if that encourages it. There's just one point there. And I'm wondering if, because there's only one leaf point there, it might put some energy into that one down there, which could be a much nicer option later on. I'm going to keep that. It's quite a big it's not that wiring is a lazy way of doing it. There's no doubt. I'm fully on board for wiring, and so many of the deciduous trees I will do it for. And yes, it often allows you to speed up a process and give a lot more control. And that's not necessarily just to give you the standard functionality of a traditional bonsai. I like what I can do with it, especially on pines and stuff like that. But it does afford you the ability to be a little bit lazy with your thought process sometimes. Not lazy, but you can get away with a few things. Because ultimately I can go, you know what, that hasn't developed how I wanted. Here we go. Bud there, so I'm going to cut back to those. And there's a bud there. I'm just wondering, I look at the length there, if that's going to be the length that's coming out, then these need to reduce a lot of way. That's crossing. Oh, I'd wire that out. Right, this one's going up nowhere, so that's no good at all. But yeah, so I'm not afforded potentially the same same luxury I might have if I knew I could wire a tree. And certainly some of the pruning decisions or cuts I make now, you know, I've got to stick with. I can't do anything about it. I love blathering. Blather, blather, blather. Here, I've got two going up, but I don't want it going up necessarily. I also want to reduce the backing, so get rid of that, get rid of the up one. So we've just got these two buds here, two buds here. Again, verticality I don't want. Here I like that, but still a long way between buds there. There and there. Now this is a problem one because it's actually going to cross and interfere. It's not anymore. Okay. I know the ficus back bud, but I just want to see what this one does. Okay, so we've got a bud there. So I don't really need this upward one. So I can bring it back then. In fact, that is eventually going to interfere with these ones. Got something coming out there, from there. Don't want any more verticality. Don't want that one going in there. Two from there, that'd be nice. That'd be nice to get actually growth from there. Growth there I want. This one's going to be coming back in over the top of the tree. Don't really want that. I can see me losing this branch, I really can. But I want to see what happens here. Lot slower process, okay. Still, that's a very flat. I'd love to pull that branch down, but that's how it is. And that's why I'm wondering whether, with that extent, you see in nature, naturally that branch would, I kind of feel it would come down more. That's why I may end up sticking with just two. Losing that whole. No, I like that, okay. So I'm going to continue around, we've got all these done. Don't like this one. Okay, I want to go for that bud there. I really want to come back hard here. And I say truthfully, that means I'm looking at this one here. Take the verticality out. Got 1, 2, 3. Let's just reduce it down. There. Wondering if I'll end up losing that. You know, come here. Got branches there and there. But I don't want it going too high, so although the branch is going out laterally, which is what I do want. But I get some natural. You know what? Let's get rid of it. This comes out much too far. I've got nothing further in or closer. That looks dead. Till we get to, there's a bud there. It's a long gangly bit there. Debating about removing this one here. Oh, can I wire it? I can wire it out. Why am I agreeing? Why am I doing this? It's not like anyone's asked me. I mean, one of the other options on it is to remove it there, because that's only going to grow into this. Do you know what? I can't wire it. It's going to become a problem eventually. So let's get rid of it. Okay, so that's going out, fanning out. So we're fanning outwards. Actually glad I've done that. Okay, that's fans out. Happy with that. Can't do anything about the lack of growth there. It's no good coming in there. here, I've got the opportunity, there's 1, 2 buds there. I've got the opportunity to reduce there. You know what? It's still too high on this part here, but there's room, there's air there, that's for sure. Okay. That's this lower stages done. Now we need to look up here. The rabbit marks the front, so I don't know whether that's about there for you. Got quite a long way. I can't wait to see how this responds. But it's going to tackle this now, and the first major in is this branch here. I don't like this is going to come forward and into it. I like this, and I like where this is at the back. I don't know what I might do. There's a bud point there, so let's cut to there. Let's get rid of that one. No, don't like it. Okay. What I like is now you can see into the tree. And for me, that's something I like. So it may not be everyone's cup of tea. And then looking here, got bud 1, 2, 3. I can take the verticality off. I'm sorry, Nigel, I've stolen verticality from you, I think. Got a bud there. It's quite a long way to that one. I don't want that growing across the front and into the front of the tree, so I'm going to look and see what that one does. Take it all the way back. Which then that begs the question, do I need this? Well, let's tell you what, that's growing very high. And it crosses, if you look, the one I'm looking at is this one up here. It's vertical. It's going to end up interfering here and here, but it also crosses these. I mean, I've got a twin apex, basically, is what I'm doing here. One slightly higher than the other. But this actually crosses it. And I'm wondering whether it's better just to remove it. Okay. I'm starting to look at that branch again. Just cloud there, comes down, and then there. Right, so this is coming far too far forward. What have we got to replace? We've got a bud there, bud behind it. We don't want the upward. So let's see if we can encourage it to do. Well, that would come towards us anyway, but bud there and there. I like they've got a bud there, a bud there. But as soon as we start getting further into these, we're going to cross this one. So and there, we'll just reduce that. Dead stub. Okay, I've been continuing to try and bring back, so bring it right back down. I've taken off the higher part of this now so that you've definitely got it sloping downwards, and that's the dominant one. I've removed a few that have been coming forwards. It's a Learjet. Now the question is up here, the back here, far too high. It looks dead there actually. The question is, do I remove all that back bit? I think I do actually. Okay. Ah, that's nice. There's a little bud there, there and there. So I'm going to take that off. In fact, there you've got 1, 2, 3 buds. So I'm going to take that one off there. Spider just landed on my head. I think it was a ninja spider. This one is still a bit heavy, but I'm not taking it off this time. And I think I'll say it a couple of times, I've said to you choices or decisions I might want to make, but you know, there's a long time to go with this tree. So rather than make decisions that may end up affecting the health of the tree, I'll do it in stages and maybe revisit it this time, next year or later on in the year. And once I see how it responds. This is an awkward branch. Again, there's nothing remotely near it. It's whether I rebuild. I could start thinking about rebuilding, bringing the height of the tree down. It's quite a long. Just wondering at the moment, we've got the apex being up here. Does that work? I know what the problem is, I don't like that up there. Okay. This one I don't like very much. But I need to keep growth going through there because with sapphire I may get something further back. I wonder if I take that branch off. Tell you what, that's where we're at. I'm thinking about removing that branch there and actually saying that the tree actually goes up that way. So we removed it. There we go. So off or leave it on? I'm thinking off. Okay, I'm very aware that the glare from the sun and my freshly cut hair means that I basically fade into the white wall. But that's not a bad thing, is it? So I've got my little rock. That's Zita did a little spider on a rock. Rabbit marking the front. In fact, that marks the front too. I'll give it a spin and we'll see what you think. You should see what it's like when the leaves come out. If the leaves come out. Okay, so that's, oh, I've gone glary. That is stage one of my going to clip and grow method. And let me know what you think. And if I look very pasty, it's because the sun's doing that to me. So I know that some of you are going to definitely want me to revisit this particular ficus, which was on a short that I did. I was really, really over the moon with the amount of views and responses I got to it. And yeah, I fully respect that some people didn't like the way I went with it. But now I get to show why I think that was a good decision, because this is where the branch came off. Behind it, we've now got a nice new growth coming here. The rest of it's healthy. But what I am going to be doing is, don't cringe, I'm going to wire. And I'm going to wire this to take the place, that one. So I'm just going to put a little bit of wire on there. Okay, so I've got some wire on there. Now I want to manipulate this to fill that void that's here. Okay, obviously with the aid of wire, I've filled in that void now with the newly grown foliage. It's grown over the last month or so. The front is just slightly off from where it's been planted, but that's something I can resolve in the future. Now all I need to do is do some cutting back. And again, I want to try, where possible, to avoid the use of wire in future. So, well, even I didn't expect to cut that much back on that. Just seemed the right thing to do. And again, this is a very healthy tree. Was. But hopefully by pushing it back, that one may be encouraged to grow out. Okay, so that one's going to be a pain. There's nothing back here, nothing at all. So go on then. Did anyone else think I was going to do quite so much damage to it? If that responds, as I hope it will, I think I've given this this particular smaller ficus a much better start for the future. Once that wire has come off, I promise I won't be putting any more wire onto it, and that'll maintain that from now on. Certainly my Tigerbark Ficuses, I'm going to try and just do clip and grow. So, giving it a spin. Hopefully, for those of you who doubted the wisdom of removing that, for the long term, I think that is much more sustainable and isn't quite so clunky looking. And for those of you interested, that is actually growing quite happily as a cutting too. This now is the next stage on, and I encourage people, if you are very unhappy about a certain aspect of your bonsai, there's a branch that just really doesn't look right, think hard. Maybe you do need to remove it, but think hard first. So, from Xavier, on his bonsai retreat, having completely and utterly massacred his Tigerbark Ficus, thanks Nigel, I'll say hope you've enjoyed it, hope you've got something out of it, and I look forward to giving you updates on this in a few months' time. All the best, happy bonsai, and God bless. Cheers.